You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Dean Johnson.
From Los Angeles, California, and Maria Menounos, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AfterBuzz TV Spotlight On. Spotlight On is a long-form interview series featuring actors and TV personalities. And now, from the world's #1 TV after-show platform, this is AfterBuzz TV Spotlight On.
Hi, I'm Ali Kona Bradford. Welcome to AfterBuzz TV's brand new segment created just for you to get more of an intimate look at your favorite TV actors and actresses. Today on Spotlight On, we have a wonderful, gorgeous actress here with us today. You've seen her grace your screen on shows like E! News Now, Nickelodeon's Splat, South of Nowhere, and now on VH1's Hit the Floor, where she's making men drool and women want to put their fist in the air and say hallelujah. Please welcome Valerie Ortiz.
Yay! I love that intro.
And now you can sing, because you were singing this earlier. Go for it.
Oh, God. Roof, 'cause I love my puppy.
See,
But honestly, I know why. That's not the greatest part.
Boo! Okay. Anyways, but let's just talk about what you've been up to, because there was season 1, a nice break, started season 2, but what were you doing in between to keep busy?
Gosh, what did I do? Well, I host as well, so I was doing a lot of hosting for ABC Family. I went to London with them to do the red carpet premiere
fun.
for Catching Fire, so that was so cool. And I host a show called American Latino TV, and I've just been doing that. Auditioning, going home, went to Italy.
Nice, you've been busy.
I know.
Now, with American Latino TV, is that the one where you place Daisy Fuentes?
Right, yes.
Okay, was that nerve-wracking at all? Because she's such an MTV 90s icon, and then to have to take her place, I'd be like, oh my God.
I know. Hey, guys. Yeah, I guess, honestly, I don't even know if I thought about it like that. Because we film in the same stages that I filmed a show called LATV Live, which was the very first thing I did when I moved out here. So when I went there and I had this audition, I wasn't even thinking about so much about getting the job. It was kind of like, oh my God, like full circle kind of thing. Like so much has happened since I moved, you know, and now. And so it was kind of just like, and maybe that helped. I just felt so grounded and in my body, and just was just like, this is so weird. And then I got it, and it's been so cool. And it's just our content, everybody I work with. It's been good to be busy.
Nice.
But I'm happy to be back on the show on Hit the Floor.
Yay. Now, you also had an indie movie come out, right?
It hasn't come out.
Not yet.
Right. I shot a film that also Catherine Bayless was in, Too Dead to Kill, and that's exciting.
Can you tell us like a synopsis?
It's about this man who was into drugs and all these different things, and he passes, but he leaves, I guess, a book of poems where this money is at, like that the drug lords and all these people need to get to. And so his daughter, which is me, needs to find this and, you know, kind of keep her dad's legacy alive and not get killed and like all this crazy stuff. But I've seen artwork for the DVD and the Blu-ray and stuff, and the director would send me like little emails about things, and I'm just like, but you know, it's hard when you like do something and then you kind of let it go, and then a year or two later
it comes
don't
back.
know, you know, what it's gonna be.
Yeah, nice. Now, I remember you also talking about something called Dumbbells, right?
Yes.
We have a picture of that that we're going to pull up for our engineer. But I remember you talking about a carpet event for that, right?
Yeah, well, we had a premiere, and that was cool. Like, that was another one that I had filmed forever, and then, you know, years later, you know, it's done, edited, and out. And that one was just so fun. My character had a huge accent. She's strong-willed. Her and her peeps work at a gym. And, yeah, it's cute little buddy comedy.
No, so if somebody wants to watch this movie, where can they find it?
I think it's on Netflix.
Okay.
And that's a huge thing. But look it up, dumbbells, D-U-M-B-B-E.
Oh, there we go. There's our picture. See, now you're putting your fist in the air like,
Yes.
yeah.
Oh my God, Missy
Funny.
Lincoln. That's my character's
Nice.
name. But yeah, check. I feel like it would be on Netflix.
Well, you're obviously clearly in great shape. Can you tell
God.
everybody what you do to stay in such wonderful shape?
Sweat hard. I'm obsessed with Jillian Michael DVDs. So that was kind of what first got me working out and doing something different, because I never did anything with weights or anything like that. But as you know, because we've talked, I started training for a marathon.
Right.
I did the LA Marathon March 9th. So I started running a lot, and I got this app called Runkeeper. That's so corny, but it was an awesome app. Runkeeper. And it would tell me what to do, and it was like my own little baby personal trainer. And
So how many miles total did you run?
for the marathon?
Uh-huh.
26.2.
Holy cow.
Yeah,
And how
which
long
is-
did that take you?
4 hours and a minute!
Whoa.
Why did I have the minute? I really wanted to be under 4 hours, but next time, right? So no, 4 hours, a minute, and like 22 seconds or something like that.
So then when you were done, were you like that classic, like, oh my God? Or were you okay?
And I was okay. I almost peed on myself when I crossed the finish line, because I didn't use the restroom before I started the race. And I was in line 2, but it was the longest line ever for these porta potties. This is probably TMI, but long story short, I started the race without going to the restroom. And that's 4 hours without having to pee, knowing you had to pee before.
Right.
And there was lines to go to the porta potties throughout the race, and I was just like, I can't stop. And I didn't have to go bad enough to stop. So I think there was so many emotions, and like my muscles were like, what are you doing? That I was like, I might be in my pants. But it was so cool. I was exhausted. My legs, I've never felt them like that before, but I don't know. It was just such an accomplishment, something I've always wanted to do. So I was like, oh my gosh, I did it.
I also know that you like to Zumba.
Yes,
We have a picture of you with Steven, can you pull our next picture up for me, please?
Oh yeah.
With her little and look at those abs. Okay,
Oh,
honey.
God.
But let me tell you about how this girl had me going to a charity Zumba.
Yes,
Yeah,
that
dude,
was so
it
fun.
was so much fun. But the crazy thing about it is that there was a new instructor every 15 minutes.
Right.
So instead of him or her steaming out as we steamed out, it was like, hey, and jump. 15 minutes later, hey, and jump.
I know, we were like, yeah, that was fun. No, I haven't gone to my friend John's class in a while, which that's where that picture was taken. He's so amazing, and the music he chooses and stuff. So I need to, yeah, I miss that. And I've been running so much, so which, you know, for me, the running in the is fun, and it's therapeutic in a whole different kind of way. But when you have like good music, like your favorite song, "I Love You, Papi," she hates it. She hates it. It makes such a difference.
Nice. Now, we also have another picture to show off your bodacious, gorgeous body here on Maximum. Miss Young Thing, because you've been featured twice. Like, that's the coolest thing ever in life to me.
Weirdest thing.
That's like, you know you've made it as a female when Maximum calls you up and they're like, hey, did you want to come be in our magazine?
Yeah, that's so weird. That was actually my first swimsuit shoot ever. I've never done one. I'm so shy and scared and stuff. So I was nervous. Oh my gosh. So
Okay,
nervous.
what did your mom say when she saw that?
She loved it.
Really?
Yeah, like I mean, especially because again, like I said, I've never done anything like that. So they were like, go you, like, you look great. I'm proud of you. You know, it was more of a proud, like, I stepped out of my comfort zone type of thing than like you're half naked posing for Maxim.
Right.
Yeah, it was more of that. But yeah, it's cool.
But have you ever, you know, speaking of uncomfortable things, have you ever had in your career like a sex scene or something where you're like, oh my God, and
I have
not yet?
No, I've had makeouts. I've had, you know, scenes before, you know, anything got hot and heavy, but no, I haven't, and that's gonna be interesting. I know it's gonna happen.
Yeah, yeah. Is that something your mom will probably be like, oh my dad.
Probably
my
more
baby.
than my mom, my dad.
Ooh, yeah.
Right. I was like, my mom, I'm not so worried about my dad. I'm like, Papi,
He'll be like,
don't you
what
have-
are you doing?
Isn't there a game on? Yeah, no, that'd be so weird.
What was your first kiss scene like then?
I'm trying to remember what it was. I'm assuming it was somewhere on South of Nowhere, and it was so scary. Yeah, it was South of Nowhere, because I remember being in Vegas with my brother when that weekend that it came out, or we were somewhere, and I remember telling my brother Hector, I was like, Hector, I don't know, like, what do you think? Should I call Dad and just warn him, just tell him, like, this is gonna happen in this episode? And he's like, okay, sure. But he was cool. Like, I made it worse than it really was. But for me on set, it's just awkward. It's all awkward. There's so many cameras. There's a boom mic, and you have to do it so many times. And
they're like, chill a little bit.
I know, you're trying to look cute. It's so bad. Yeah, it's usually
Now
very
you've
awkward.
kissed Dean Cain as well, young thing.
Tis true.
It
Tis true. It's so
What-
funny. My brother he's visiting, and he went to our table read, and Dean was like, hey, nice to meet you, whatever. I really enjoyed kissing your sister. My brother's
What?
like, that's hilarious. Yeah, all my friends and people in my life, the women especially, are like, I'm so jealous.
Aw, I think I have
funny.
a picture actually of you and Dean as
Kissing?
well. No,
I
not
was like,
kissing.
what
Girl, no.
Oh, yeah.
Although
That-
you are making a kissy face.
Right. Oh, that's that duck face that everybody hates, right? That was for our Hit the Floor premiere. It was something that I got my nails done that had like VH1 and
Oh, neat.
that's why I'm doing that whole weird thing. I'm not just a weird person. But yeah,
Right.
or I am.
No, but working with somebody like him, I mean, he's such a seasoned actor. Him and Kimberly Elise, that must be not only an honor, but a learning experience as well.
It's been so cool, especially with Dean. Like he'll, only because I haven't worked with Kimberly as much, but he'll, we'll be doing a scene somewhere, and he'll be like, oh, because I'm like cold like every other day on set. And, if I have my jacket on my lap, he's like, oh, it's this type of lens, whatever, they're not going to see you, you're fine. Or, just little details of things that he's just so good at. And he's such a natural. That stuff to me is everything. Like just learning and watching people like that, you're just like, oh, that's awesome.
So even though you've been on Hit the Floor for quite some time now, do you ever walk on set some days and you're nervous about something? Or like,
Oh my gosh, yeah, probably every day. The coolest thing is, one, driving onto the lot. Like that still, no lie, is always like just a real humbling, like, oh my, like, like outside of yourself, like this is my life moment. And then where we get to park and where our trailers are, there's like it's weird to describe, but anyway, you just turn a corner, and then when you're down this little road, like all the way down to the back up in the mountains, you see the Hollywood sign, and that's just such a cool, like, oh my God, like, I don't know.
You just want to cry and be like, I made it.
Yeah,
That's
I
amazing.
still get so nervous. It's just cool.
So when you came out here to LA from Florida, you were here, you had a normal job, right?
Yeah, I came out here on a road trip, which was the craziest thing ever, which is probably why I ended up here. I probably would have never planned this, and it worked out ever. I thought I was going to be in New York and doing theater, but yeah, I was working for Hard Rock Cafe as a hostess, and it was cool. My friend Ben knew some people that worked there, and he hooked me up with the job, and it was fun.
So at any point, I mean, I know you weren't working there very long before you booked your first job, but was there any part of you that was like, oh my God, what am I doing? Am I making the right decision? This is scary.
No, and the only reason I think that is because I was just living, I didn't come here thinking I wanted to be famous or do something huge tomorrow. I mean, it was always obviously in the back of my head, or I wouldn't have stayed, but I think I was just having fun. I think I was just really honestly all right, now I'm going to do this. And I had just gotten off the Nickelodeon show Splat, so I had all this money saved up. I had just bought my first car at that age. So it was kind of just like a cool new thing. I was living on my own across the United States from my family, and it's scary, but I think I was like, here we go.
And then shortly after, you booked Jell-O.
Yes, I'm J-Lo. Yeah, that was the crazy. See, and that again, it's just so many things have happened. Like a little book, and that I got the call when I was at Hard Rock. That I got it. Should not be saying I was on my phone while I was working, but my manager had left a message, and like I didn't really know that many people, so I was like at work. I hadn't told anybody, and I was like, oh my god! And everybody who knows me knows I love J-Lo, so it was kind of a big deal.
Yeah. Have you ever gotten to meet her?
I did.
No. For the movie or just coincidentally?
No.
Oh, okay.
Melissa Molinaro, she was on Hit the Floor, and she's great friends with Casper. And so she was just so sweet and took me to a taping of American Idol, and we like waited backstage, and I got to meet everybody, and I got to meet Jennifer, and it was so weird. And then, to make it even crazier, she invited me to her 30th birthday dinner that J-Lo and Casper went to, and she sat me. She was so sweet, like right across from her. So like I had dinner with Jennifer Lopez.
Oh, nice.
And of course, and James, he was so funny. James was like a few chairs over, and he was like texting me. He's like, "Are you looking into her like brown eyes?" I was like, "Shut up." Yes, I have.
Now, has she ever seen you play her in Date Movie?
I don't know.
No. Can you give us an impression?
I don't know. I just did it. I feel like
Don't worry about it. We have a clip. You like that? Did you like that transition? Let's take a look.
I can't wait to see who I booked for the entertainment. Oh, Lord.
Fly girls.
Get it with your big booty.
Oh my God. See, this didn't actually make it into the movie.
Oh, no?
These are the cuts.
Well, I'm glad that we could share that here
I
at AfterBuzz
know.
TV for everybody out there.
And what sucks is we did it to, God, it was a Missy Elliott song.
Oh, okay.
I forgot what it was, but it's always so much better when you have the choreography to the actual.
Yeah. It's funny too because I heard the music to it and I thought, wow, that's a really interesting choice in music.
Yeah. No. God, I totally forgot what it was. That's so funny. That was so fun.
Yeah, I could imagine.
Yeah.
And that's like your first big movie, right?
Yes.
What a cool way to make a debut in Hollywood.
Oh, playing your idol.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I had read somewhere actually that you'd done Inner City Games once upon a time.
Mm-hmm.
That's so cool because when I read that, I was like, oh my God, I used to teach Inner City Games, like to all the little kids back in Vegas.
Oh. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was gonna say, but I used to attract all the little bad kids. Like all the bad kids would just like come running and tugging at me. I'm like, why? What is it about me? I don't get it.
They're like, we love you.
Yeah.
That is so cool. Yeah. After School All Stars is now what it's called, right? And I got to go to a school and talk to several kids about just my experience with it and stuff. And that was another come full circle moment because I did Inner City Games when I was in middle school. And we had like a little cheerleading squad and stuff. And it was just super fun. But to just be able to see these kids and talk to them where I am now when I was like that, it was just all super cool.
And they're just like, oh my God, like they knew who you were and everything like that.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I feel like some of them some of the older kids may have been fans of South. Some of the young kids, I don't think they know, but, or they knew. But you tell anybody, oh, you're on TV, they think you're the coolest thing no matter what, so
Yeah.
It was so cute. And they were so attentive and they were so happy and just see that I love kids because that kind of stuff gives you just again so much perspective and being like you don't give up, like I don't know, it's just cool.
Now, have you ever had, or is it weird for you? Let me say that. Is it kind of weird when people come up to you and go, oh my God, you're Valerie Ortiz or da 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 da? Like, do you ever get used to that?
Yeah, no, I don't. It doesn't happen a lot. The weirdest for me, if somebody says, oh, because you're a celebrity, that's weird. Because I'm like, no. It is weird. It's because don't see myself like that. And I look at other celebrities that I'm just like, oh, wow, you know, and I still get excited about people. Or even if I'm like driving down the street and there's like trailers and I know they're filming something, I'm still like, oh, cool. So I don't know if that'll ever go away, but I don't, it feels weird when that happens. And it's flattering and it's so cool, but it's weird.
Yeah. So when you were little, though, you did a lot of performing still, right? You were going to performance schools and stuff like that. Can you tell us a little bit about growing up?
Yeah, when my first dream was actually to dance, and I wanted to be a ballerina and all that. And I got a scholarship to dance with the Southern Ballet Theater in Orlando, Florida. And I did ballet, pre-point, jazz, character, all those things. And I was in the Nutcracker at the Bob Carr Performing Arts Center. And it was great. I feel like once I got into middle school, like that love for it kind of dissipated, and then I started falling more into theater and the acting thing, and all thanks to my brother, because he was always behind the camera and we were trying to do all these little videos and movies and things like that. But that was definitely my first love, which I love, which is great to be on a show like Hit the Floor, because you see like all these amazing dancers. And
Is Raquel ever going to dance again?
Yo no sé. I don't know if she will. I don't know.
Aw. So going back to, you went to different performance schools, you were doing theater.
Right. And so so I did the Southern Ballet Theater, then I went to normal middle school. Then I went to a visual performing arts magnet high school. And that was awesome because it was honestly kind of like a conservatory program in college, because I'll never forget, like my 9th grade year of college, I was like, I kind of already learned a lot of this stuff. So it was kind of awesome because I was like, I've been there, done that. But I went to Scotland for the Edinburgh Fringe Festival with my school. We did all those like state competitions, and they just really prepared us for what was to come, or what could come or not come for a lot of us. So I just owe so much to that program at Dr. Phillips in Orlando, and to a lot of my friends that went there are my family now. You know, like I'm still in contact with them. We had like all the classes together, and so it was everything for my just building of my character and career, really.
So then let's just say for whatever reason you didn't go down the path of performing arts. Was there anything else that you were passionate about? Or what do you think you would be doing today if you weren't acting?
I would always say something with kids. My mom was a teacher, and I love kids. So something like that. But now I'd probably do something fitness related. I love all those Biggest Loser, like extreme weight loss shows. And to see these people transform their lives, it's crazy motivating to me, and I just find so much life in it. And if I could do that for somebody, it would be just crazy. So rewarding. So probably something along those lines. Maybe like a weight loss for kids.
Oh, that would be cool. That'd be a really great program.
Yeah.
Something to think about in the future.
Yes.
So before you booked Hit the Floor, you were doing cameos on other TV shows. You were on one of my other favorite shows. It's so silly, but I love Melissa and Joey.
Oh, yeah.
And it's funny, too, because I had already known this guy. You know, I've known you and had no idea you'd been on that. And I was on Netflix, and I turned it on. I was like, oh, my God, there's Valerie. And I have a picture of you actually on there, too. And the reason I kept that, and the reason I went, oh, my gosh, is because I'm watching your character, and you're, you know, cute and flirty and whatever, and then you're kissing him. I was like, oh, my God, she kissed Joey. I know, right? For those of you who are familiar with Blossom, yeah, that's exactly what I thought.
That's what everybody said, like, when I was filming that. They were like, whoa, you kissed Joey Lawrence. That was so fun. That was my first show. Sorry, I got like so distracted. Multicam, like in live audience show that I did. And again, and I've worked and I've been such a fan of Melissa since like her Nickelodeon.
That explains it all.
Yeah. So to be doing that was so surreal. Like, really? Are you serious right now? Like, I'm totally doing this show with you. And that was just a fun experience. it was cool to see like how they shoot things, some certain scenes before and some things like in front of the live audience.
I say, yeah, how does that work? Because I always hear about shows, you know, taped in front of a live studio audience. And if you do have multiple cameras, I mean, are you doing repetitious takes and the audience is just sitting there like,
Yeah, they do, but not as many as you would not in front of a live audience. You don't do as many because you have rehearsals and stuff. So you know kind of what's going to happen. You might do it twice, 3 times maybe, and that's it. And then like you go to the next little, you know, setup. It's like so cool.
wow. So then what's been the most challenging role you've ever taken on?
Challenging. I'd say maybe Lupe Ramirez in Diary of a Single Mom. That was my first role as a mother, and I had 2 kids, and she was so different from myself. But Robert Townsend, he directed it, and he's an actor, and he's so good at just telling you little things that'll help just get you in that headspace to be that person. And you know, she's not a fit mother, and she's kind of just about her one of the baby daddies, and she's kind of all over the place, and that's so not me. You know, she's not put together. She doesn't overthink things. She's so impulsive. She just does. So it was challenging, but it was also the most fun
Yeah.
role I've ever had.
That's very interesting because now that you play Raquel, she's the complete opposite. I mean,
Exactly.
Single woman, but she has her stuff together. She's smart and she won't let people take advantage of her.
Right.
And I think that's great for young women to look up to somebody like Raquel, you know, and see that you can be strong and single and get your stuff handled.
Yeah, what I love too about my storyline and character on Hit the Floor is that she is the single mom, and I have so many single moms around me that are just out there just doing it and waking up and just making the choice to work or chase this dream still, or do what they have to do for their child or children, and that's not easy. And then also throw in the dating scene or the baby daddy drama, and just but still trying to hold your own, but still, you know, keep things away from the child and protecting them. There's just so much that these women do, and men, single dads too, that is so inspiring to me. Like, I can't even imagine. And I love that I get to be that, you know, and be that little source of inspiration of like, no, you can do it. Like, it's going to be hard, but keep it going.
Yeah. So I have to wrap things up slowly, but I want to ask like a few random, just out of the nowhere
gosh.
questions. Okay. So really quickly, do you have a celebrity crush?
Ryan Gosling or Adam Levine?
Ooh, okay. Very nice. Boxers or briefs?
Briefs.
Nice. That was just a random fun. I wanted to throw that in. I don't know why I even asked that.
Briefs,
Yeah.
fellas.
Yeah. Okay. The one time I laughed so hard, I almost peed my pants.
Oh my God. The first thing, I'm just going with the first thing that came
Okay.
to my head was my family was playing charades, and my mom's card was milking a cow. And but she's going to kill me. She started doing something that was like milking a cow. It was all so wrong and inappropriate. and if you know my mom, she's little. She has a huge accent. And we were just all dying. And she was almost peeing in her pants, like crossing her legs, like, I don't feel. So that was the first thing that came to my head.
That's awesome. All right. So what is your favorite holiday?
Christmas.
Christmas. Of course, Christmas. Character you played that is most like you?
Most like me. Shoot. Maybe Raquel. Maybe her. Yeah.
Okay. And then last question is an actor that you would love to work with.
Angelina Jolie.
Ooh, good choice. Why?
Because she's such a strong, she just has this presence, you know, and all these roles that she takes, they're so raw, and then she's so good at just not doing anything and make you wanting to watch her. So I'd love to just do a scene with her, learn from her, and just, I don't know. I think it'd be a cool duo.
Nice. So I always like to wrap things and find out what people's favorite charities are, because celebrities are always involved in some sort of philanthropic endeavor, and I know you're also an ambassador.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about that role, and I'm going to have my engineer pull up a picture of you.
Oh, okay. It's called Best Friends Animal Society, and I was involved with them because this is very ignorant, but I bought my baby Miley online on a website, and nobody told me how probably not very smart that was. But I did, and I think there's so many people who are still not really aware of like these puppy mills and the abuse that all these animals are getting. So Best Friends Animal Society encourages adoption, and they have all these fairs and things to like spread the word and let you find your little babies, cats, dogs, whatever. And I just think it's so important. And they have like this whole campaign that's No Kill LA, just so no more animals are killed in shelters. And I only had fish growing up. So ever since I had Miley, like, it's such a different thing of how I feel towards animals. It's so weird. Like, it'll never be the same now. Like, they're
truly little children,
and,
like little
and
babies.
They have personalities and hearts, and so it's important.
Nice. Very wonderful. Well, it's always great to get to know people a little bit more and see what they're like and what they support. So thank you so much for coming by and sharing yourself with us.
Thank you.
Where can people find you online?
You can find me on Twitter at ValsTweet, VALS tweet. I have an official Valerie Ortiz Facebook. I have ValerieOrtiz.com. I don't know. Any of those.
Valerie's. Any of those Valeries, you can find
Valerie
her
with the
on.
Y. VALERY.
There you go. And I'm your host, Allie Kona Bradford. You can find me at Kiss My Passport or on AllieKonaBradford.wix, which is wix.com/television host. Until then, we will see you next time on Spotlight On.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.